Hello, Nistas and Nistas. How are you today? Welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you guys for coming back to the channel. I'm SavingsFashionista, and over here we do mainly things fragrances, whether it's body or home. And today I want to share with you my thoughts on the Biography Discovery Set from Ellis Brooklyn. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts, please stay tuned. You guys, so I have this fragrance discovery set. I did purchase this from Sephora and it retails for $35 US. Says it's valued at $58. So I'll let you be the judge of it. But what started it all with this house, I've heard of Ellis Brooklyn, but never had I ever sampled Ellis Brooklyn. I think I had smelled Myth once because they had those in TJ Maxx one time, but I didn't know much about the brand at the time. And this spring started it all. They released a fragrance that got a lot of popularity, and this is Ellis Brooklyn. I do have a full dedicated review if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on the Ellis Brooklyn Miami Nectar. Please click the card above. So this started it all. This fragrance, you guys, this was one of my top summer fragrance, and it still smells so good and refreshing. Although it is cozy season, I have my sweats on, but that's a beautiful fragrance, you guys, and I'm glad that I do have it in the collection. So I've shared with you guys that honey, I have this thing for honey, and it's like every season I really try to concentrate on a particular fragrance note that I really want to increase and explore more fragrances with that particular note. And I am really interested in the note of honey this fall and winter season. I don't think that honey is one of those notes that you wear, in a particular season. I do think that it could be a fragrance note that can be worn in any season depending on how it's blended. So I started doing my research, and then I came across this fragrance called Bee, and it is by Ellis Brooklyn. And I just started, researching and looking at different fragrances from Ellis Brooklyn. So I'm like, okay, Miami Nectar was really good. Let's order the Discovery Set, and that's why we're here now. So I've been playing around with these. I don't know if you can see it, but I have already kind of like labeled them, and they've been sitting out, so I know that it's probably gone. I need to refresh it. But we're going to start off with Salt. So this is Salt. Salt has fragrance notes of ylang ylang, violet leaves, absolute. The mid notes are Tahitian tiare, magnolia. It has a dry down of musk, ambergris, and sandalwood, and it is identified as an aquatic fragrance. So, Salt. You guys, you know that I am a freshy aquatic type of girl. I really do enjoy those type of fragrances. And this is a really nice fragrance. I think that it is well balanced to serve as a unisex fragrance. And it's nice. It's just fresh. It's clean. It's crisp too, and I really enjoy that when I can get me a freshie that's just crisp. It's just clean, like a clean cut, and it's absolutely beautiful. I do like it, and like I said, it's one of those freshies that could be a fragrance that anyone could wear, even a young, child, in my opinion, can wear. And a lot of their notes in the Ellis Brooklyn fragrances are vegan fragrances, if that matters to you all. But Salt, it is definitely one that I would consider getting in full bottle size, and I do like it. All right, so next up we have Sunfruit. So let's refresh it. So we have the Sunfruit, and this is identified as a fruity floral fragrance. It has top notes of bergamot, plum leaves, fig, and pear. It has mid notes of jasmine, orris, orange blossom, dry down of amber, vanilla plantifolia, musk, and coconut. When I first smelled this fragrance and even smelling it now, it puts me in the mind of Pear Ink by Juliet Has a Gun. I've had that fragrance in the past, and it is one of those close to skin fragrances that has like that ambroxan DNA that I do think it gives a different fragrance on everybody, because that ambroxan, it tends to mesh with your personal body pheromones. And those type of fragrances, for some reason my husband loved those type of fragrances. He'll comment fragrances like that, and like a molecules '01 or 702, he'll compliment that faster than any other fragrances. But this does put me in the mind of that. This fragrance has a very airy, clean pear. It's not perfumey like to me, and the sweetness in combination with the plum and the pear, it is absolutely beautiful. I don't get a lot of vanilla in this, not even in the dry down, but it's nice, really nice. This is also one that I would possibly consider purchasing, because I do love the DNA of the ambroxan and Pear Ink, or even along the lines of the Creed Milici. Those are really beautiful fragrances, and I do like that type of fragrance DNA. So the next one, you guys, is called Florist, and of course it is identified as a fresh floral fragrance. And this is Florist. Now, this is a green floral in my opinion. I don't like it in initial opening. It has fragrance notes of Italian bergamot, lemon, lily of the valley, pear. It has mid notes of tuberose petals, golden gardenia, jasmine sambac, and honeysuckle. It has a dry down of uncycled cedar, Virginia, sandalwood, and ambroxan. Now, I like this better on the dry down because the honeysuckle note in this is very, very prominent. And although honeysuckle has like that syrupy stickiness note to it, it's still really floral. I think you get more fragrance, even growing up as a kid and playing in the garden and pulling honeysuckles, it was more floral than you got that sweet, sappy nectar that would be in a honeysuckle. Like I said, I do prefer this better as it dries down. The opening, and especially if you're wearing it in spring allergy seasons, if you have severe sinuses and allergies like me, I could see this aggravating those. And I'm just not a big fan of the overly green floral fragrances. So this is something that I would not look into possibly getting a full bottle. I don't like it to that degree. So the Florist is a no for me. All right, the next one is the one that I have already sampled, but I honestly don't have any recollection from the time that I sampled it inside of TJ Maxx when I saw it there. But this is Myth, and I think this may be one of their first fragrances. And Myth is a musk. It's a musky fragrance. It has fragrance notes of bergamot, amaranth seed, and cassis. It has mid notes of tiger, orchid, pink lotus, jasmine petals. It has a dry down of patchouli, liquid musk, and white cedarwood. This is good. This is a musky fragrance. It is extremely close to skin. If you're not careful with, even on this paper, you barely can smell it. You kind of like have to know what you're smelling. But it does, I did when I was playing around with it when I first got them, it does last a little longer when you put it on the skin opposed to the paper. But it's nice. This is not something that I would consider purchasing full size bottle. I would have to find this like at a TJ Maxx for $29, $30, or maybe even less than that. But this is not something that I would purchase in full size bottle unless I got it super cheap. So just purchasing it from Sephora or at regular price from the site, no, this is definitely a no for Myth. But it is a decent fragrance, and I do think that it is well balanced to serve as a unisex fragrance. All right, the next one is Sweet, and this is Sweet Sweet is considered to be a gourmand. It has top notes of pear, amberette, bergamot. It has mid notes of violet, orris, and heliotrope. It has a dry down of marshmallow, white amber, and cashmere. And this is nice. This is really nice. This fragrance here also puts me in the mind of that pear ink. It's just a little bit more sweet and a little bit more gourmand forwarding, because you do pick up the, oh, this is so good. You do pick up the marshmallow in this, and it is absolutely nice. This is even one of those fragrances, although it is light and airy, I can see this being like a transition fragrance over into the winter. I mean, over into the spring from winter, or even from summer into the fall, like now. But this is nice. I do like this one, and I would consider getting this in full-size bottle. But like I said, it does initially open up like the pear ink from Juliet Has a Gun, as well as the Sunfruit did. But this one is sweeter, and it has more of a gourmand touch to it, because you definitely get those marshmallow notes in here. So Sweet would definitely be full-size bottle worthy to me. Now the next one, this fragrance got a lot of, you know, commentary when it was released. I can remember some of the ladies in the fragrance community talking about it and saying how it was unpleasant because it smelled like some spoiled milk or something. And this is Vanilla Musk, and it is also considered to be a gourmand fragrance. And I think this came out last year, but let's refresh it. This one has top notes of creamy, milk accord, frangipani, peony, and rose. It has mid notes of bourbon vanilla bean, Madagascar vanilla bean, extract, uncycled cocoa shell, a dry down of benzoid, ambergris, sandalwood, and musk. Now that spoiled milk note that people are saying, I do get that on the opening, a nuance of spoiledness. But you guys, if you allow this to dry down, that goes away, in my opinion. But it's not one of those vanillas that I would consider getting, because it's just not creamy enough. To me, it smells a little bit more plant-based vanilla than it does like a rich, creamy vanilla. Although you do get that nuance of the little milk smell that people complained about. But it's just not my type of vanilla. I don't know if it's the cacao that's in it that's giving it an unbalanced smell, but I would not purchase this in full-size bottle. It's not full-size bottle worthy, in my opinion. So again, that was Vanilla Musk. All right, now let's get into this one. And I was actually really surprised with this one. I had never seen anyone talk about this one. I didn't even know that they had more fall fragrances. I thought that all of their fragrances were like fruity, floral, clean. I did not know that they had woody fragrances in their line. And this one is Super Amber. That's the name of this one. It has fragrance notes of amber, vanilla orchid, Virginia, cedarwood, and musk. And it is classified as a woody fragrance. And I like it, you guys. This is so nice. It is also well balanced to serve as a unisex fragrance. And what I do like about this fragrance, anytime a fragrance is good to wear on its own, but it is also a purposeful fragrance. And when I say purposeful fragrances, some fragrances are just too sweet, too cloying, just too whatever. I can see this Super Amber really being a really great fragrance that you can mix with other fragrances to get that perfect blend or balance that you want with those fragrances. I actually have this one inside of my cart on Sephora. I'm definitely considering getting this in travel size or full size. I wanted to get it in travel size so I could wear it more and eventually get it in full size. But I might just go ahead and get it in full size because I do like this super amber fragrance. So again, this is full size bottle worthy to me. Now, the one that has my curiosity totally is, of course, the bee, because it has that honey note. And it's considered to be a gourmand fragrance. Let's refresh it. Okay, so this is good. Bee has top notes of dark rum that you definitely get in the opening. Divana, it has mid notes of honey, brand absolute, and cinnamon. It has a dry down of sandalwood, vanilla bean, and cacao absolute. This is one of those fragrances that I don't smell every fragrance note, but I can pick up one of these fragrance notes from every level when I first whiff it. I can pick up the rum, I'm picking up the honey. I also smell the vanilla and the cacao, and it's supposed to be more of the base. This is nice. I do like this. It is sweet and it's different. It's very unique, in my opinion. I don't have honey fragrances. I only have like one or two, but they're not dominating honey fragrances. And I do think that this is more of a honey forwarding fragrance, and it's nice. I do like this, so I'm definitely considering getting this one in full size bottle. The dry down is better to me than the initial opening, but the initial opening is not bad, but it's just better to me in the dry down. So again, no, it's not called honey, it's called bee. Bee is full size bottle worthy in my opinion. All right, so the next one is Apès. I think it's called Apès or Apès. I think that's a French word. But this is a woody fragrance as well, and the bottle is so pretty on this. This is another one that I didn't think that they would probably carry a fragrance like. So let's refresh this one. This is Apès. It's good. And this right here, honestly, this is considered a niche brand because they focus on fragrance. But this right here, it really smells like it's more expensive than what it is, in my opinion. It has top notes of saffron, juniper berries, cardamom. It has mid notes of soft suede, bourbon violet, praline, gaiac wood, lavender, a dry down of musk, vanilla, patchouli, and cedarwood. Just the notes. This is good. This is really good. It is unisex in my opinion, but if you are one of those sweet gourmand girlies that love a floral and a sweet gourmand and you don't prefer woody fragrances, this may come off to you a little bit as masculine, but to me, not so much. And I'm not an overly masculine type of girl, because there are some fragrances that are loved by females that I just don't like. But this one right here, it is good. This is another one that I do think is worth full size bottle. And I also have this one in my cart to purchase as well. So this is nice. It's woody. You get the juniper, you get the saffron, you get that cardamom. I don't really smell the praline until it is into the fragrance, like 30-40 minutes, because I did do a skin test on this. You get that gaiac wood. All of that is there. The patchouli, of course. And it's nice. It is nice. I do like this fragrance, and like I said, that it could be a fragrance that a gentleman can wear with ease without even thinking about it. And it's nice. I do like this one, Apès. So I definitely like this one. So far, you guys, I do have 3 of these already in my cart on Sephora. and I'm thinking about getting them at the next VIB. So I definitely want the B, I want the Super Amber, and the Apès. And like I said, I also really like the sweet one, as well as the Sunfruit. And I think I would probably get the sweet one after I got these other three, because I do really like that marshmallow note that is in here. But I'm impressed. This is a fragrance house that I never really sought after, just probably because I had never really experienced it. My local Sephora doesn't carry it in store. So this was well worth the discovery. It was. And this is what started it all, because this is such a good fragrance to me. Really enjoy it. You know, you can get these in the 50 ml or the 100 ml, and they are affordable. I think this size is like 110 and the 100 ml is like 158. Ellis Brooklyn is always having some type of sale, or Ulta carries them online. They have sales, and of course Sephora. So if you have any additional questions about the fragrances that I share with you, and these are not all of their fragrances, there are other fragrances that they have. They just had one to come out in this iridescent bottle that's really pretty, but that wasn't a part of the discovery set. But like I said, there are 3 that I already have in my cart, and I like this house. I do. So thank you guys for coming back. I greatly appreciate you, and do not forget, you, yes, you are great. Bye-bye.